Lang, and today I'll be presenting my communication speech. Here are my note cards. And here's my audience right here. There we go. All right. So imagine yourself in a scenario in a room full of desks that's in an organized manner, and you hear the clock ticking, and you see other students writing diligently on the paper, and sometimes you find yourself stuck on that one problem that you just don't know how to figure out, or you're just filling out answers that you hopefully get it right. Well, that's a lot of people who experience standardized testing, and a lot of students, especially high school students, they have to undergo a stressful environment where they have to take tests in order to achieve that high score, which determines what colleges they will go into. And the one thing I want to talk about is how standardized testing has its effects on mental health and how it evaluates a student's ability and overall influence someone's career. So a lot of standardized testing that emphasizes on high expectations, which can lead to stress or feeling burnt out, overwhelming the student's mind, and just having a negative effect on their mental health. For example, in America, a lot of people take the ACT or SAT, which is a test that includes English, math, science, or writing, and sometimes an essay, but that's a different part of their composite score. And it doesn't really help them in the long run, especially when it's in the real world, because a lot of students, they're not obligated to score high, or they just don't care about their testing, and sometimes a lot of students, they just undervalue the reason of standardized testing. So according to Educational Psychology Review Journal, published on February 1st, 2023, August Sir Hong Tan stated that academic competition in classes between students is a significant contributing factor to test anxiety. This is because students tend to be concerned about how their peers judge them by their academic performance. So a lot of students, they have to believe like they need to follow that high standards, and a lot of competition among students, because a lot of people want to go into the ideology of Ivy Leagues, and that concludes like how people lose their self-esteem, which goes into my next topic of how the standardized testing evaluates on a person's academic ability, but not their other critical areas, which, for example, a lot of people, you can say like they're good at conversating in person, and that isn't showcased throughout testing, but on their academic abilities. And according to the Journal of Nursing Management, published on April 14, 2025, author Mei Wang emphasizes the importance of a mutual relationship between individuals and their work environment, as it focuses on the one's characteristics, values, and needs, and concludes their environmental factors. So basically, standardized testing doesn't account for their person's characteristics, their values, and their needs. So I'm just saying, like, especially in the real world jobs, they don't really look into your ACT or SAT scores, but how you do on their interview, which concludes like how you talk and conversate with them, which goes into my last topic of how students' ability, there's variabilities that helps them with their careers, specifically trade schools. A lot of students, they go to the path of colleges, university, Ivy Leagues, that, but other students also go to trade school, which emphasizes on one course that focuses on their chosen career. For instance, like technical careers like plumbers, electricians, they go to trade schools to develop those skills in order to focus on that job requirement. And another job is artists or bakers. They focuses on skills that requires hands-on experiences and just their own type of skills. For artists, they don't need ACT or SAT scores. They need like their portfolio where they showcase their artwork and how they delve into that artistic area, some of that. And then for bakers, some of them, they don't even need educational experience. They just need like experiences in situations of bakery. For example, according to the source, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, published on Thursday, August 28, 2025, in the production occupation, there's a range of jobs, and some of those jobs don't even require SAT or SAT code. The minimum requirement is a high school diploma or an educational credentials, and some of that can be seen through, bakers, for example. They don't need a SAT or SAT score to go into that level of work. But if you want to reach those higher education jobs like doctors, engineers, then you'll need to pursue a higher education. So in conclusion, I just want to say that standardized testing takes a toll on people's mentality and the performances and their career, which leads to how a lot of people, they get anxiety when they take the big test, and they feel like they're undervalued, which you're not, because once you graduate, you have to face the real world, and you will encounter interviews, hands-on experiences, a ton of people, and that doesn't, they're not going to judge you based on that score. So, and keep in mind, I just want to capture that standardized testing, it doesn't capture a person's ability, and as long as you try your best, that's enough to keep you going. So I hope that you guys are informed about how standardized testing is relatable and it doesn't really affect you as a person. And thank you for listening.